Tonight, when the sun goes down, billions of organisms will continue a nap that began during the Cretaceous period. Deep beneath the ocean floor, there is no light. There is no fresh oxygen. There is almost zero food, yet life is there. In 2010, a research vessel named the Joy Diaz Resolution drilled into the South Pacific Gyre. This is the deadest zone in the global ocean. Dr. Yuki Morono and his team extracted sediment cores from 100 meters below the seafloor. The mud was 101 million years old. Dinosaurs walked the earth when this sediment settled. Inside the ancient clay, Morono discovered trapped microbes. They were completely motionless. They showed no signs of active metabolism. For a century of millions of years, they sat in total stasis. Scientists long believed that cells left in this condition would simply disintegrate. Radiation from the Earth's crust should have shredded their DNA. So Dr. Morono fed them. He introduced carbon and nitrogen substrates labeled with stable isotopes into the vials. What happened next shocked the scientific community. 99% of the ancient microbes woke up. They did not just wake up, they began to eat. They consumed the food, they grew, they started to multiply. How can a biological organism survive for 100 million years without a power source? To understand this mystery, we have to look at how normal cells function. Your cells are engines. They burn fuel constantly just to maintain their structure. If a normal cell stops burning energy, it falls apart. But these deep sea microbes are different. They do not operate on a normal biological clock. Dr. Stephen DeHont, a co-author of the study, calculated the energy available in those deep sediment layers. The amount of oxygen and organic matter is incredibly scarce. It is so low that these microbes cannot afford to divide. Reproducing takes too much energy. Instead, they use a radical survival strategy. They enter an extreme metabolic slowdown. They are not dead, but they are not actively living either. They exist in a third state of biology. Scientists call it the zombie state, or deep maintenance mode. Every single scrap of energy they gather is used for one thing: repair. They use infinitesimal amounts of power to fix their cell walls. They patch their DNA as soon as radiation damages it. They do not grow, they do not move, they do not evolve. Are we looking at the ultimate limit of biological existence? Normal evolutionary theory says that organisms must adapt or die. Evolution requires reproduction. It requires mutation across generations. But these microbes have bypassed evolution completely. The individual cell that woke up in Dr. Morono's lab is the exact same cell that sank to the seafloor when the Tyrannosaurus Rex ruled the planet. It did not evolve because it never reproduced. It just persisted. This flips our entire definition of life on its head. We used to think of life as a fire. It burns bright, it consumes fuel, it sparks new fires, and then it burns out. But the Lazarus Microbe suggests life can also be a rock. It can simply endure. If life can survive for 100 million years in a dark, resource-starved mudbed on Earth, where else is it doing this? This discovery completely changes where we look for alien life. Mars is covered in dry, radiation-blasted soil. Europa has a frozen subsurface ocean. We used to look for active ecosystems. We looked for movement. We looked for chemical signatures of growth. Now, astrobiologists realize that is a mistake. Alien life might not be active. It might be waiting. It could be sitting 3 meters beneath the Martian dust, mid-nap, waiting for a drop of water that hasn't fallen in 1 billion years. Could life be practically immortal under the right conditions? The cells in your body are programmed to die. Apoptosis ensures old cells clear out for new ones. We are built to cycle through generations. Our mortality is the engine of our species' progress. But deep beneath the ocean, the Lazarus microbes chose a different path. They traded progress for permanence. They gave up change to achieve eternity. When you look at the ocean tonight, remember that the oldest witnesses to Earth's history aren't fossils. They are alive, they are waiting, and they have all the time in the world.